princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Etude House Zero Sebum Drying Powder. I ended up picking this product up for my full face of Etude House, and the first time that I tried it I didn't exactly have the best experience with it, although I wasn't sure if it was the powder that was making my foundation and skin look really awful or the actual cushion that I was using, or a combination of the two. So I thought that I would review it so that I could see how my skin looked when it was up close and personal and how it wore throughout the day too. So the product description says, no sebum powder, contains 80% mineral that makes skin look clear and matte without clumps. This powder has very pretty, functional packaging. It comes with a velvety puff, which I don't use because I find that they pick up too much powder for me. The powder itself is white in colour, though it blends out to be translucent on my skin. It leaves a very soft finish. It almost feels like a silicone on my skin. I enjoy applying my powders with a large fluffy brush because I get the best thin, even distribution of powder. As always, this is very easy to apply. Initially, this powder leaves my skin looking super soft, matte, and pretty smooth too. However, it actually does make my skin feel dry and tight, which is a very new feeling for me personally when I use the setting powder. For the longevity test, I wanted to test this against my current holy grail, which is the Skin Food Peach Cotton Powder. I used the Etude House on this side of my face and the Skin Food on this side of my face. They have pretty similar oil control, which is really nice, though it is important to note that my skin is more on the normal side than it is on the oilier side these days. On closer inspection after a long day, you can definitely see that the Etude House powder makes the dry patches on my skin look a lot worse. There is a lot of cakiness on the side of my nose and my mouth that just isn't there on the Skin Food side. So I love that this powder has pretty, functional packaging. It makes my skin feel super soft and velvety. It's really easy to apply with a large fluffy brush. It leaves a soft, matte, smooth finish on my skin. And it has pretty good oil control for me, though my skin does not really get that oily. I don't love that it actually makes my skin feel dry and tight, and it accentuates dry patches throughout the day. Initially, this is a really nice powder. However, literally at the end of the day, it just doesn't work that well for me. I think potentially this product is more marketed towards people with really oily skin. However, I do not have oily skin and I found that the oil control was fine, but I still had small bits of oil coming through at the end of the day. So if you have really oily skin, I'm not sure if the oil control is actually going to be that good for you. For me personally, it makes my skin feel dry and tight, which is not ideal even though I use a really moisturizing skincare routine at the start of the day. Normally, my powders do not make my skin feel dry and tight, so this is definitely a new feeling for me. It also really accentuates any dry patches. Obviously, I still have a little bit of acne around my mouth at the moment, so when I use my acne treatments, that does make my skin look and feel slightly dry, and this powder really accentuates that, and especially around the corners of my nose as well. If I've been blowing my nose all day or something like that, I will just have a really cakey nose, which again is not usually a problem for me. So this powder is definitely not a product that I will continue using. I am personally quite happy with my Skin Food Peach Cotton Powder, but I would love to hear anybody else's experience with this powder as well. So I would recommend the Etude House Zero Sebum Drying Powder to any princesses who are looking for a super drying powder. Thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I'll see you next time. Bye!